Come closer, my children. The night is deep, and some stories do not like being told loudly. This one happened long before your fathers were born. Long before the roads became crowded. Long before electricity chased darkness from our villages. It happened in Ibadan. Back in the 1920s. A time when kings ruled with iron authority. A time when ancestors were feared more than warriors. A time when love could destroy a kingdom. Home. You think love is harmless. That is because you have not heard the story of Prince Adebayo, the heir to the throne. The man who loved a woman he was never supposed to love. A woman whose beauty brought joy, and whose secret nearly buried all of Ibadan in sorrow. Even today, some elders refuse to speak her name after sunset. Not because they hate her, because they fear what followed her. Listen carefully. For every word of this story carries a shadow, and shadows have long memories. In those days, King Adeyemi ruled Ibadan. That man was respected. When he spoke, chiefs listened. When he walked, warriors lowered their heads. His kingdom prospered. His enemies feared him. But age was beginning to weigh upon his shoulders, and everyone knew who would inherit the throne. His son, Prince Adebayo, the pride of the kingdom. Handsome, wise, brave. The kind of man mothers prayed for as a husband to their daughters. Yet there was something nobody knew. Adebayo was unhappy. You see, my children, a man can wear expensive clothes and still carry pain inside his heart. The prince's marriage had already been arranged. The daughter of a wealthy chief. A noble woman. A proper match. At least that was what everyone believed. Then one evening, fate changed direction. The prince was returning from a neighboring village when dark clouds gathered over the hills. Thunder growled. Rain threatened to fall. As his horse moved along a narrow path, he noticed a young woman struggling beside a broken cart. The cart had overturned. Its contents scattered everywhere. The prince climbed down immediately. Let me help you. The young woman looked up. And something happened. Home. Some meetings are ordinary. Others are written long before the people involved are born. The prince could not explain what he felt. The girl's eyes carried sadness. Yet they also carried strength. The kind of strength forged by hardship. What is your name? He asked. Morenaik. And your family? My mother sells herbs in a horobar. That answer should have ended everything. No royal blood. No noble lineage. No respected title. Just the daughter of a poor herbalist. Yet the prince kept thinking about her. Day after day. Night after night. And before long, the heir to the throne found himself visiting the stream where Morenaik fetched water. Again. And again. And again. Now listen carefully. Because this is where the trouble began. Unknown to both of them, an old blind man often sat beneath a nearby tree. One evening he heard them laughing together. His walking stick slipped from his hand. His body began to shake. Then he whispered something that nobody understood. The spirits have found each other again. My children. whenever old people become frightened for no reason, pay attention. They usually know something you do not. Weeks turned into months. The prince's heart belonged completely to Morenike. The more he knew her, the deeper his love grew. She was kind, gentle, honest. Nothing like the proud women from noble families. Soon enough, rumors reached the palace. You know how news travels. Sometimes faster than birds. King Adiime summoned his son. The king's anger could have melted iron. Tell me it is a lie. But Adibe remained silent. The king understood immediately. You cannot marry her. The prince lifted his head. I love her. The king struck his staff against the floor. You love a commoner's daughter. I love the woman. The room became silent. Even the walls seemed nervous. The chiefs were summoned. The priests were summoned. The elders were summoned. Every one of them opposed the marriage. Yet the prince remained stubborn. Now, there was among them an old priest called Barber Alaran. That man had seen things ordinary people could never understand. When he entered a room, even brave men became uncomfortable. The priest stared at Adibeo. Then he asked a strange question. Has the girl shown you the calabash? The prince frowned. What calabash? The old man's face lost color. For several moments, he said nothing. Then he spoke. Words so quiet that everyone leaned forward. If you value this kingdom, walk away. The prince demanded answers. But Barber Alaran refused. Instead, he left behind a warning. The day that Calabash opens, Ibadan will weep. My children. The most dangerous warnings are the ones nobody explains. Because curiosity grows inside them, like fire inside dry grass. Days before the wedding, Morenike invited Adibeo to her mother's home. It stood at the edge of the city. Small, quiet, unremarkable, except for one thing. A black calabash, ancient, covered with strange symbols. The moment the prince saw it, his heart became uneasy. Why do you keep it? He asked. Morenike exchanged a glance with her mother. Neither answered. That silence should have been enough. But curiosity is a dangerous companion. That night, Adibeo returned. Alone. Moonlight slipped through the cracks of the hut. The calabash waited in darkness. Silent. Still. Watching. Slowly. The prince lifted the lid. Nothing happened. At least not immediately. Then a freezing wind swept through the room. The lamp died. Darkness swallowed everything. And from inside the calabash, a voice spoke. Adibeo. The prince nearly collapsed. Because he recognized that voice. His dead mother. The woman buried many years ago. Again the voice called. Adibeo. The walls trembled. Outside, dogs howled. Birds exploded into the night sky. And somewhere far away, An ancient shrine collapsed. The curse had awakened, though nobody knew it yet. The following morning, disaster arrived. 3 palace guards died mysteriously. A respected chief lost his sanity. Children claimed shadows followed them home. Fear spread across Ibadan. Soon every priest and diviner gathered at the palace. What they discovered terrified them. More than 100 years earlier, an heir to the throne had fallen in love with a mysterious woman, just as Adebayo had done. That love ended in betrayal. The woman died. But before death claimed her, she cursed the royal bloodline. She vowed to return, generation after generation, waiting for another prince, waiting for another forbidden love. The Black Calabash had imprisoned her power, and Morenike's family had guarded it ever since. Then came the greatest shock. Morenike herself knew nothing. She had inherited the spirit. The curse lived inside her blood. The entire palace froze. Even Morenike could not believe it. Tears streamed down her face. What have I done? Nobody answered, because nobody knew. And every sunset brought fresh horror. Soon the priests made their decision. A terrible decision. Morenike must die, or the kingdom would perish. The city demanded justice. Crowds gathered. Warriors prepared their weapons. Fear had transformed into hatred. Adebayo refused to surrender the woman he loved. That night, he helped Morenike escape. Together they fled toward the ancient shrine. The priests followed. The warriors followed. Even the king followed. By dawn, everyone stood before the ruins. Then the impossible happened. The spirit emerged, not as a monster, not as a demon, but as a woman. Beautiful, ancient, heartbroken. And then she revealed the truth. The royal family had lied. For generations, the woman who started the curse had never betrayed the throne. The throne had betrayed her. She was murdered, her story erased, her name forgotten. The curse was not born from evil. It was born from injustice. Silence covered the hills. The spirit looked at Morenike, then at Adebayo. Her eyes filled with sorrow. Love destroyed my life. She smiled softly. Perhaps love can finally heal it. A brilliant light burst from the shrine. The earth shook. The wind roared. And then, everything became still. The curse disappeared. The shadows vanished. Peace returned. But when the light faded, Morenike was gone. No footprints. No body. Nothing. Only a necklace resting on the ground. Adebayo fell to his knees, calling her name, again and again. But the hills answered with silence. Years later, he became king. A good king. A wise king. Yet he never married. Never. And some elders say that on certain moonlit nights, his spirit can still be seen beside the old stream, standing next to a woman made of silver light, talking, laughing softly, as though they were never separated. Now, my children, the black calabash was never found. Some say it was destroyed. Others say it still exists, hidden somewhere beneath the soil of old Ibadan, waiting, listening, dreaming. And if you ever find an ancient calabash covered with strange markings, do not open it. Some love stories never truly end. They simply sleep, waiting for someone curious enough to wake them.